Bismillah, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So, guys, we'll be trying to finish as many questions as we can today because it's very important. I feel like we have been stuck on this worksheet since a week now. Chale khair. Which car accelerates from rest in a straight line with constant acceleration? So, we have constant acceleration. Which graph best represents the variation of the momentum p of the car with distance s traveled by the car. So that's momentum and that is distance. So guys, what do you think? What is the answer? So remember our momentum is increasing. So we have a constant acceleration. Constant acceleration means our v is increasing. That means simultaneously our p should be increasing as uh, much more, right? So what do you guys think is the answer? And of course distance भी हमारे पास साथ साथ ज़्यादा होती जा रही है. I guess one thing, of course, your marking schemes can be wrong sometime. मुझे कल एक बच्चे का मैसेज आया था कि सर मार्किंग स्कीम में ये क्वेश्चन का ये आंसर है बट द आंसर शुड बी दिस. तो of course human error is a possibility. अच्छा बताएं, what do you guys think is the answer? A, B, C, D. The answer is A. Now let me explain why. The answer might not look A, but मैं आपको समझाता हूँ कि बेसिकली हो क्या रहा है इधर. देखिए जितना मेरे पास the same amount of increase in velocity and distance is equal to speed into time, right? Speed into time. Or I can write velocity into time. If my velocity increases with constant velocity, my momentum and my distance should increase the same. They should increase the same. Why? क्योंकि देखें आप लोग इधर हमारे पास when velocity is increasing, both of these things are increasing. However, there's a small however over here. At the start, your momentum increases more than your distance because the car does not have any speed. जब zero distance है, we will assuming कि हमारे पास zero distance पे speed भी zero है, right? तो हमारे पास momentum में there's going to be a bigger change. Why? क्योंकि देखें time is very small at the start. At the start, time is going to be very small. However, as soon as it gains some velocity, हमारे पास object का mass होता है. That is why the answer should realistically be B. जब अगर हम लोग कहते हैं कि हमारे पास दोनों चीजें इंक्रीज कर रही हैं. However, चूंकि our time at the start is very small, बिल्कुल start हुआ. Let's suppose I'm talking about 0.5 seconds. At 0.5 seconds, let's suppose its speed was only 20 or not 20 ज़्यादा है. Let's suppose 2 meters per second. However, उस ऑब्जेक्ट का मास तो एग्जिस्ट करता था ना, तो मोमेंटम स्टार्ट में, that's why momentum has a sharper increase. Do you guys get this point? It has a sharper increase. Is this clear, everyone? Is this clear, everyone? The answer should either be yes or no. Yeah, Timur. So your answer is going to be A. Question number 2. A mass m1 traveling at speed u1 collides with a mass m2 traveling at speed u2 in the same direction. After the collision, mass m1 has speed v1 and mass m2 has speed v2 in the same direction. The collision is perfectly elastic. Okay. Which equation is not correct? Okay. Now let's try all of these. So this one says that m1 u1 square. I'm going to bring this to the other side plus m2 u2 square is equal to m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square. ये क्या है? These are all kinetic energy. It says that the kinetic energy of 1 plus kinetic energy of 2 at initial u लिखने साथ is equal to kinetic energy of 1 final plus kinetic energy of 2 final. So if the collision is perfectly elastic, of course kinetic energy is what? It is always what do you call? Uh, Conserved. So this cannot be the answer. Question is not correct. This equation is correct. अच्छा by the way मुझे कैसे पता चला ये kinetic energy है? I can just multiply all of these by 1 by 2. So ये हमारे पास kinetic energy का formula है. Acha, so A cannot be the answer. B cannot be the answer as well. Why is that so? Because if I make V U2, U2 minus U1 is equal to V1 minus V2. Again, speed of separation, because these both are going in the same direction, speed of separation is equal to speed of approach. Again, this equation is correct. Why? Because it's an elastic equation. तो ये भी हमारे पास ठीक बनती है. C देखते हैं. C में guys we have M1 U1 minus M1 V1 plus M2 V2 minus M. मुझे तो ये भी ठीक लग रही है. If I take this on the other side, M1 V1 U1 plus M2 U2 is equal to M1 V1 plus M2 U2. Guys, this is law of conservation of momentum. This is basically your entire topic. तो ये भी equation ठीक है. तो of course the answer is going to be D. Of course तीन जब हमारे पास ऑप्शन निकल जाएंगे तो D आंसर होगा. But let's open this. It says that M1 into U1 square plus V1 square minus 2UV U1 V1. Guys, ऐसा फॉर्मूला आपने वैसे कभी देखा है अभी तक in this entire topic? No, right? So this does not make any sense. तो ये आपके पास आंसर नहीं है. This is not your answer. Is this question clear? मतलब मुझे इसको आगे फर्दर खोलने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. हमने आज तक कभी ऐसी कोई इक्वेशन नहीं यूज की, राइट? या आप लोगों ने यूज किया तो बता दो मुझे. तो आप सो डी इज योर आंसर. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3. क्वेश्चन नंबर 3 को गाइस अभी के लिए आप लोग छोड़ दें. इसमें एक और टॉपिक यूज होता है जो अभी हमने नहीं किया हुआ. क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. Which collision is not elastic? So how do we know if something is elastic or not? See, speed of approach is equal to speed of separation. So for question number 4, what we're going to do is, if the speed of approach, guys, kitni hai? 3 meters per second. And what is the speed of separation? 5 minus 2, 3. Yeah, it's again 3. 3 minus 6, minus 3 ho jata hai, and then 7 minus 4, again 3. 8 and 2. Speed of approach is 6. 8 minus 2. And over here, it's 8 minus 5. That's 3. So guys, C cannot be your answer. Oh, sorry. C is your answer because the question says which collision is not elastic. So C is not elastic. बाकी सारे हमारे पास. आखिरी भी देख लें. 6 and 6. 10 minus 4, 12 minus 6. Easiest thing अगर मैं आपको बताऊं, the easiest thing that you can do is just subtract the smaller value from the bigger value, the larger value. Clear? Acha. Question number 5. A nitrogen molecule P is traveling at the speed of 320 in a vacuum, collides with a stationary nitrogen. Okay, a very fun fact about this question is a lot of people are really confused. However, they're talking about a nitrogen molecule P and a nitrogen molecule Q. That means N2, right? So basically what they're implying over here that the mass of these both objects is the same. They both have the same mass. Okay? That's what they're trying to imply over here. Assume that there are no external forces. What is the magnitude V of the velocity of Q after the collision? That's pretty simple. It's going to be M. If we substitute, we can go with the horizontal velocity. That's going to be easier. We can also go with vertical velocity. The vertical velocity, the vertical momentum of P and the vertical momentum of Q is equal. So it's going to be 180 M into 180 180 sine 55 is equal to M into sine 34 and into also V. We need to find this V, guys. M is going to cancel itself out. And what's the answer for V? मैंने क्या किया? Because there was no initial vertical momentum. सही है. तो हम लोगों ने क्या किया? हम लोगों ने जो उसका vertical momentum था वो equal put कर दिया. Because there was no momentum at the start. तो end में भी हमारे पास कोई vertical momentum नहीं होना चाहिए. Is that point clear? So that's why I'm putting them equal to each other, and when they subtract, तो 0 is equal to 0 आ जाता है answer. मुझे बताएं, is this point clear? So could you start again? I zoned out. 263. So 260 is the answer. Acha. Abdullah, there's two ways to do this question. You can either equate the horizontal initial horizontal momentum with your final horizontal momentum, or you can equate both the vertical momentums. तो vertical momentum हमारे पास क्या है इस केस में? It is m, सही है, into 180, which is your v, into sine 55. I'm talking about the vertical momentum. ये clear है Abdullah? Is this clear? Is equal to again m mass into v velocity into sine 34. तो mm cancel हो जाएगा and then v is gonna be 263, which if you round it off is 260. सही है? Is this clear? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Guys, 6. Which collision is perfectly elastic? Speed of approach should be equal to speed of separation. यहाँ 4 है, यहाँ 2. अच्छा, एक चीज याद रखिए, whenever guys two objects join together, वो तो आंसर आपके पास collision हो ही नहीं सकती. सही है? So A and B can never be your answer. Now let's talk about C and D. 3 and 5, and it's 3 and 3. So your answer is D. ये आप लोगों को क्लियर है ना, ये मैं किस तरीके से करता हूँ स्पीड ऑफ अप्रोच एंड सेपरेशन? चले. 7. Which diagram shows the result of a perfectly elastic collision? Speed of approach should be equal to speed of separation. So speed of approach here is 2u. So the speed of separation should also be 2u. I believe A is your answer, right? Speed of separation तुम्हारे पास 7 में A में ही आ रही है. Okay, देखें, 5u over 3 plus u over 3. Yeah, that's 6u over 3, which is equal to 2u. A is your answer. बाकी सारे guys आप लोग देख लेना, आंसर नहीं होंगे. D can never be your answer. So what is the statement of the principle of conservation of momentum? Wait, sir, why can't it be 2u over 3 plus minus u over 6? Minus over there because they're approaching each other. So it's going to be 6, 4u minus u. That's 3u over 6. That's 1 over 2u, kiddo. The speed of separation is 1 over. अच्छा, 6 की बात कर रहा हूँ. अच्छा, question 6. Why can it not be C? देखें, C इसलिए नहीं हो सकता. स्पीड ऑफ अप्रोच क्या है किडो ओवर हियर? 2 and 1. तो स्पीड ऑफ अप्रोच 3 सेम डायरेक्शन में आ रहे हैं, तो हम ऐड अप करते हैं. अब यहाँ हमारे पास क्या जा रहे हैं? ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं. अगेन आप ऐड अप करेंगे. सो 3 plus 2 is 5. The speed of separation is 5 and speed of approach is only 3. Clear? Guys, सेम डायरेक्शन में सब्ट्रैक्ट होता है, ऑपोजिट में हमेशा ऐड होता है. क्वेश्चन नंबर 8. यप, सो इट्स इन द सेम डायरेक्शन ना, तो वही तो देखिए मैंने क्या किया. 4 minus 1 3. यहाँ भी हमारे पास 4 minus 1 3. ठीक है अब्दुल्ला? No, when it's opposite we add. When it's same we subtract. Question number 8, kiddos. Question number 8, kiddos, 8. What is the statement of the principle of conservation of momentum? The answer is D. Guys, B is not the answer. That's not a statement of the principle of conservation of momentum. The statement is the total momentum of a system of interacting objects remains constant, providing no resultant external force acts on the system. Question 9. Which statement is not a requirement of a pair of forces that obey Newton's third law? The forces act in opposite directions, forces act on different objects, and forces act on objects in contact, and the forces are for equal magnitude. Guys, 9 का आंसर हमारे पास सिंपली सी होगा. The forces act on objects in contact. ये हमने कभी भी बात नहीं की, ठीक है? आपको पता है कि अर्थ एंड मून, these are action reaction pairs. Wait, earth is pulling moon, moon is pulling earth, but they're not in contact. Question number 10. We haven't done this topic, by the way. I'll leave this. Acha. To make a perfectly elastic head-on collision, the ball Y moves to the right with a speed of 7 meters, okay? So speed of approach is 20. And after the ball collides, Y is moving towards the right with a speed of 7 meters per second. To make this a perfectly elastic collision, guys, I need this object to move to the left with a speed of 13 meters per second, because 7 plus 13 is equal to 20. यहाँ again देखें different है तो मैंने add किया. 5 plus opposite directions add. So I need the object to go towards the left with a speed of 13. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Acha, a car accelerates from rest. The graph shows the variation of the momentum of the car with time, momentum and time. What is the meaning of the gradient of the graph at a particular time? Momentum, right? Momentum हमारे पास क्या हो जाएगा? Momentum, change in momentum होगा over change in time. That is equal to your force. F is equal to mv over change in momentum is over time होता है ना, rate of change of momentum. So rate of change of momentum is going to be resultant force on the car. So the answer is 12C. Acha. 13. Skaters of masses 80 kg and 40 kg move directly towards each other and collide. Before the collision, the skater. Guys, वही क्वेश्चन है, लिटरली वही क्वेश्चन है. 2 2 3. अच्छा, आपका 0.6 इसका आंसर हो जाना चाहिए. What is the speed of separation of the two? ठीक है. अच्छा देख लें guys, same question. It's literally the same question. What is definition of linear momentum? It is product of velocity and mass. कभी कभार you also get guys very easy questions like this. So we have not done this. This is chapter number the next chapter. Acha, what is the change in momentum of the object? A constant resultant force acts on an object of mass m for time t. What is the change in momentum of the object? F is equal to change in momentum over time. So we need to find the change in momentum. Change in momentum is equal to F into t. तो guys 16 का आंसर हमारे पास सिंपली क्या होगा? It's gonna be C. तो सिर्फ आपने मल्टीप्लाई करना है, सिंपल क्वेश्चन. अगेन गाइस वही वाला क्वेश्चन हमारे पास फिर से आ गया है. इसको भी कर लें. वी हैव डन लॉट ऑफ दीस, सो यू गाइस नो हाउ टू डू दिस. अच्छा, क्वेश्चन नंबर 18 करें गाइस, एंड आई एम गोना बी बैक इन 2 minutes, ओके? ये गाइस क्या आंसर आ रहा है हमारा इसका? ठीक, ये क्वेश्चन मेरे ख्याल से हमने किया हुआ भी है पहले, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग। ऐसा ही है किडोस? अच्छा, इसका आंसर डी है एवरीवन। 100। तो इट्स गोना बी 0.5 इंटू 20 ओवर टाइम कितना? 0.1। 200 या 100। अच्छा, आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे, अगर किसी ने सोचा है कि मैंने इसको सिंपली मल्टीप्लाई बाय 20 क्यों कर दिया। अच्छा, ये शॉर्टकट मेथड याद रखें। वेनेवर आपके पास velocity is changing direction and you need to find the change in momentum, what you can simply do is you just multiply 0.5 the mass with the sum of these velocities. ठीक है? Yup, same thing. So 12 plus 8, 20. Simple. चलो बस, ये तो हमारी वर्कशीट पूरी हो गई आज। गुड जॉब guys. Is dynamics clear now? We are done with this chapter. Next chapter next week start होगा, तो उसकी तो टेंशन ना लें। एंड अच्छा गाइज, मेरा सी क्यों आ रहा है वो आपके, तो आप कुछ गलती कर रहे होंगे, देख लें। अच्छा गाइज, नेक्स्ट वीक ऑनवर्ड्स वी विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद आवर रिवीजन। ठीक है? नाउ डू यू वांट टू डू 1 वीक रिवीजन और यू वांट गो एंड स्टडी द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक? बताएं। आई प्रेफर कि आप लोग रिवीजन कर लें। ठीक है, बताएं। रिवीजन या अगला टॉपिक? तैमूर, मैं तो दोनों करवा सकता हूँ, मुझे तो मसला ही नहीं है। गाइस, लेट्स गो फॉर रिवीजन। आई फील लाइक रिवीजन वुड बी बेटर फॉर यू गाइस। गाइस, टेस्ट ना हो जाए आज। आज तो नहीं। व्हाट अबाउट अ टेस्ट ऑन सैटरडे? लेट्स हैव अ टेस्ट ऑन सैटरडे, ठीक है? सैटरडे 2 PM यू गाइस हैव अ टेस्ट। एंड टॉपिक कौन सा लें? काइनेमेटिक्स का टेस्ट है, ठीक है? दिस सैटरडे आप। तैमूर, विच एग्जाम्स? आप कौन से एग्जाम है आपके? पहले से माय ब्रदर जस्ट बॉट मी वो पापड़ जो होते हैं पाकिस्तान में मिलते हैं, आप लोगों ने देखे होंगे, बड़े जो 5-10 रुपए वाले पापड़ होते हैं, सो टेस्टी। आई कैन एक्चुअली फील ईटिंग प्लास्टिक माई सेल्फ, बट बड़े मजे के हैं। नो सर, एग्जाम्स प्लीज। चलिए टेस्ट फिर नेक्स्ट वीक कर लेते हैं, ठीक है गाइस? वी आर डन विद दिस चैप्टर एंड दैट विल बी इट फॉर टुडे एज वेल।